What's going on, guys, and welcome to our mobility routine for today. We're going to start off in toe tucked kneeling pose, and if you can, I highly recommend you do this routine barefoot or at the very least with just socks on. The goal of this routine is obviously to help mobilize our body, and that starts with the feet. So we're going to focus on keeping our toes pointed in and our heels slightly out, working on sitting our hips back towards the heels and just breathing into the fascia in the bottom of the foot. Just relaxing in this position for another 20 seconds, feeling the connective tissue underneath the bottom of the feet and even the toes stretching out and mobilizing the longer you sit into this position. This is great for you as an athlete. You can do this stretch after every single practice. I'm just going to hold this position for a couple more seconds. All right, after that, we're gonna go into paleo squat calf rockers. So I'm here, my toes are pointed in, knees are out, and I'm sitting my hips back. All I'm gonna do is drive my heels up, keeping my hips back, working on getting 30 reps. We're not just pushing the knees forward because we don't want our hips to come up. We wanna get 30 reps, keeping the hips down and back. Staying nice and tall with the chest. Keeping our weight on the outer edge of the foot. After that, we're gonna go kneeling to squat rockers. Again, this is a paleo squat, so our toes point straight ahead, and we let our knees come out so our hips can sink back. Okay, 30 reps here, keeping the weight on this outer edge of the foot. This is going to help mobilize the fourth and fifth toe of the foot, which needs to be able to bend for our hips to rotate properly. So we're going to go 30 reps, toes getting a good stretch here, knees hit the mat, then we come back, 30 reps. Just gonna shift forward a little bit. Good. Come back into Seiza, just sitting on the heels, breathing into the position, relaxing your weight back. All right, from here, we're gonna go into a half lunge. So my focus is keeping this heel slightly off the ground, index toe points forward, keeping the weight on the outer edge of the foot. Now I'm gonna shift my hips back and up. We wanna feel a good stretch on the outer edge of the hamstring. Holding this lunge for 30 seconds, breathing into that outer hamstring, feeling that stretch. We're gonna switch sides. Same thing, toes forward, hips come up and back, keeping this heel off the ground. What we're doing by keeping the toes straight is making sure we're getting a little bit of internal rotation in the hip, which most people are lacking. After we go both sides, we're gonna come up to a split stance, forward fold. So I'm here, toes stay forward, rocking back with the hips and leaning back so we open up this outer hamstring. Just gonna hold this position for 30 seconds. You can put your hand on your knee if you need it. But again, the whole focus of this stretch is opening up the outer hamstring, pushing those hips up and back, getting nice and long through the back side of the body. Switch sides here. Toes slightly in. Remember, that second toe, the index toe, controls the position of the foot and the ankle. So we actually want our big toe slightly in because that aligns our foot forward. So again, we're holding this position, getting a good stretch on this outer hamstring. Make sure that you're breathing, that you don't tense up during this stretch. From our split stance forward fold, we're going to come hands off the ground into a drop in. Okay, so now you're using your glute to actively support you, making sure we're keeping that head over the foot. We're going to hold this position for 30 seconds. Good, now we're switching sides, making sure our feet are aligned, right? Hips come up and back, stabilizing through the foot and the ankle, keeping that head right over the foot for proper alignment. I want you to think about sending your breath to your outer hamstring. Bring your awareness and your breath to that area. Good. After that, we're going to go into kneeling rockers. So our hands down on the mat like a diamond. We want to get nice and long through the front side of the body. All we're going to do is send our hips back. These are short rocks. All we're doing is 30 reps here, opening up the hips. If you sit for long periods of time, this stretch is going to help to bring blood flow to your glutes, the muscles that are supposed to drive you forward when you move. You can do 10 more reps here. You want to think about the movement, again, coming from the hips and not from your arms. Okay, so your hips should be driving you forward. These are short reps here. After you get 30 reps, we're going to go no hands. Again, same thing, hips go back, nice and long through this front side of the body, 30 reps. Keeping the chest slightly forward so that all the tension is on our hips. After that, we're going to go into our pigeon tracers. So we're going to go knee pointed forward, head aligns over the knee. You can use one or both hands if you need it. All we want to do is sink back into this glute, right? Our back leg is pointed toe in, heel out. So we shouldn't be pointed out with the back foot. Getting some internal rotation at the hip here. All we're going to do is get some good reps. As you get more open with this, you can progress to one hand. All we're going to do is 15 reps each side. Switch to our pigeon. Start with both hands to help open up that outer hip. And then you can slowly progress to one, and if you need both hands, keep using it. But over time, and the more that you open up with these mobility routines, you'll be able to progress to just one hand. All right, sit back in a seiza, shake it out. Now we're gonna go into our upper body. So we're gonna start off with elbow curls. Elbows touching the front, squeeze the shoulder blades at the back of every rep. If you can't touch your elbows in the front, that's okay. All I want you to do is go as far as you can, get a stretch, and then go back. Making sure we're squeezing the shoulder blades together in the back. Good. Now we're going to go reverse arm circles, thumbs face backwards, getting small circles. Once again, squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back of every rep. Okay, just getting good short range blood flow to our shoulder capsules here. 30 reps. Once you finish your reps, we'll go thumbs forward. Same thing. Arm circles, squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back of every rep. And if this position starts to feel painful for you at any point from sitting on your ankles, you can simply come up. So we're going to go into our last movement of the day. Let's say this is painful for you. It's going to be a side bend and reach. Elbow comes to the hip, hand reaches out. You can hit this tall kneeling position. Okay? We'll go 15 each side on these side bend and reaches. Getting some rotation in the spine. Good stretch on the lats. And notice I'm rotating my palms with each rep. So my palms start facing me. As I reach, they turn out. Good. All right, last thing for the day, I just want you to close your eyes. We'll go 4 deep breaths, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Close the eyes, relax the shoulders, breathe in, breathe out. One more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. And out.